The Lost Kingdoms of the Middle East. Long before the age of oil and modern borders, the lands stretching from the Levant to the Persian Gulf were home to ancient powers whose legacies shaped the trajectory of religion, language, trade, and architecture. In this video, we're going to unravel the lost kingdoms of the Middle East. But before we do, make sure you are subscribed to our channel and smash that like button as well. Let's go. Number 1. Palmyra. At the crossroads of Roman and Persian empires stood the radiant city of Palmyra, the bride of the desert. It rose like a mirage from the Syrian sands, its towering columns and colonnaded streets bearing witness to a civilization that thrived on trade and diplomacy. Palmyra's glory peaked in the 3rd century CE under the reign of Queen Zenobia, a bold ruler who dared to challenge the Roman Empire itself. Zenobia, fluent in several languages and versed in philosophy, led a rebellion that briefly carved out an independent empire stretching from Egypt to Anatolia. For a brief moment, Palmyra was not just a trade hub, it was a beacon of resistance. But Rome crushed the revolt. Zenobia was paraded through Rome in golden chains, and Palmyra was razed. Today, its ruins scattered across the Syrian desert still whisper of a kingdom that defied oppression. 2. Dilmun. Modern-day Bahrain is a small island nation, but 4,000 years ago, it was the heart of the Dilmun civilization, a thriving maritime power nestled between Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley. The Sumerians called it the land of the living, a paradise where gods resided, and death was unknown. Dilmun played a crucial role in the Bronze Age trade network, acting as the middleman for copper from Oman, pearls from the Gulf, and goods from the Indus Valley. Inscriptions found in Mesopotamian tablets describe Dilmun as a land rich in date palms, frankincense, and sacred waters. Despite its prominence, Dilmun vanished mysteriously, possibly due to changing trade routes or shifts in climate. 3. The Nabateans. In the rugged cliffs of southern Jordan, the ancient city of Petra emerges like a ghost, its rose-red facades carved into rock, glowing at sunset. This was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom, an Arab people who turned stone into sanctuary and sand into empire. Flourishing between the 4th century BCE and 1st century CE, the Nabateans controlled vast trade routes that ferried incense, spices, and silk between Arabia, the Levant, and the Mediterranean. They were experts in hydraulic engineering. They harnessed flash floods, built dams and cisterns, and turned the desert into a garden. Though absorbed by the Roman Empire, the Nabateans' unique architectural style, blending Greco-Roman elements with Arab flair, survived. Petra, once lost to the West, was rediscovered in 1812 by a Swiss explorer. Today, its silent tombs and temples whisper of a people who bent nature to their will and vanished without a trace. 4. Elam. While Mesopotamia and Egypt basked in historical fame, the kingdom of Elam, in what is now southwestern Iran, remained a silent yet potent force. With its capital at Susa, Elam rivaled Sumer and Akkad. Elamite civilization dates back to the 3rd millennium BCE and developed its own language, culture, and administrative systems. Their artwork, especially in metallurgy and cylinder seals, was intricate and symbolic. Susa's ziggurats and the reliefs found their rival those of Babylon. Ultimately, the Elamites were overrun by the Assyrians and later the Achaemenids. But their contributions, especially in shaping the administrative framework later adopted by Persian empires, remain embedded in the DNA of Iranian civilization. Elam is less known, but without it, Persia, as we know it, may never have risen. 5. The Kingdom of Sheba. The tale of the Queen of Sheba visiting King Solomon is one of the most famous biblical legends. But behind it lies the truth of a powerful, matriarchal kingdom rooted in South Arabia, in what is today Yemen. The Sabaean kingdom, believed to be the real Sheba, was a wealthy civilization built on the incense trade, frankincense and myrrh that were prized across the ancient world. Their capital, Marib, had one of the most sophisticated irrigation systems of the ancient world, including the Great Dam of Marib, which supported agriculture in a desert landscape for centuries. The collapse of this dam, due to floods or neglect, may have led to Sheba's decline. Today, war and time have buried much of the kingdom, but its legends live on, not just in holy texts, but in the resilience of the Yemeni people. 6. Ebla. In northern Syria once stood Ebla, a city-state that predated even the Akkadians. Discovered in the 1970s, the ruins of Ebla yielded thousands of clay tablets written in a previously unknown language, revealing a complex society with trade, diplomacy, and bureaucracy. Dating to around 2500 BCE, Ebla was a hub for early Semitic civilization. It engaged in treaties with Mesopotamian powers and traded with regions as far as Anatolia and Egypt. The discovery of the Ebla tablets rewrote early Middle Eastern history. They showed that urban culture and writing developed in parallel with Sumer, not after it. But like many others, Ebla was eventually sacked and faded from history. Today, many of these places are in ruins, lie in conflict zones, or remain unexcavated. Political instability, looting, and neglect threaten to erase these legacies forever.